So the first thing that you're going to have is some elements, some layers that you're going to have to build up. My glasses are really bad, so I'm just going to bear with me as we turn around here. So first of all, you're going to need the end-to-end security. So you're going to need network security. You need to have application security. You're going to have user security. You need to have all of those elements in place if you're going to run this hybrid cloud, public cloud type of environment. When you look at the next layer there, it needs to be able to scale. Now, one of the things that I see a lot is usage on servers of 10, 15, maybe 20%. Now, with our virtualization software that we saw earlier on today from VMware, you can get those utilization rates up into the 50s, maybe 60s if you're doing well. So yes, we are getting more efficient, but the one thing you know is going to happen with cloud is you don't know when everybody's going to come in and want to do something. So at the moment in the UK, we've got the Olympics going on. On the 18th of March or something like that, they opened up ticket reservations. I can imagine that the ticketing system went berserk, because I was one of those people. And I was one of millions trying to buy tickets. Now that's on an IT infrastructure. Now 1 minute it's idle, the next minute it's got everybody trying to book tickets. So you need to be able to scale that infrastructure, because the one thing I don't want is to be told I can't buy a ticket because the infrastructure's all down. Okay? So it needs to be able to scale, but it needs to be able to scale automatically. The next item there, we dealt with the automatic. It needs to be open. So I don't want to be locked into a hypervisor. I don't want to be locked into a storage vendor. I don't want to be locked in. It has to be open. And the way it gets managed has to be open as well. So HP Cloud System is HP's response to all of that. And no surprises, all of the elements of the stack have all been addressed with HP Cloud System. So yes, we have security. So we have things like Tipping Point for network security. We have things like ArcSight for usage pattern recognition. We have things like Fortify. There's a whole bunch of software platforms which deal with security end to end. Well, we also have this scale. So anybody that knows our Blade servers, Blade System Matrix, these are things which enable you to scale from small to big in a completely automated fashion, which takes in the next level. The openness, when you look at what runs on our solutions, it is all of the elements from the world, from Oracle, VMware, Microsoft, Linux, it doesn't matter who, it runs in our environment. The next level up, the unified service delivery. Everything as a service means it has to be delivered as a service. So it has to be portfolio driven. We have to have the ability to go to portals, to just click on things and automate workflows to deliver it as a service. It's got to be ITIL compliant. So that is all taken care of within that one. And it's got to be able to deal with the public, the private, and all of those things. Okay, so complete solutions for service delivery. So this is what the whole thing looks like. For me, it's about speeding up execution. So over on the right-hand side, we have the public cloud type services, our enterprise compute service. So that's compute as a service. It will have storage as a service. We'll have mailbox as a service. So this is an ever-growing portfolio. What we also have over on the left-hand side is this build capability. So built on our product called Blade System Matrix, plus our cloud service automation software suite, this is a turnkey solution which allows you to plug it in and you've got a cloud solution within 30 days. The whole point of that is to make it extensible, so you can just build and build and build and build on it. It enables you to provision in minutes rather than weeks and hours and months. So what we've got there is a foundational platform to speed up execution. We have a public service. We also have the automation software, the security software across the top, which enables you to manage it as a holistic environment and securely. And then last but not least are the services which enable you to deploy that. Some of the really innovative things that we've been doing are things like cloud maps. So this is about speeding up execution. Because one of the things about cloud is that it's great and simple to receive the service, but to set up the service in the first place is quite complex. So we've been working with all of the vendors that you can see across all the application providers across the bottom there to create templates that this Blaze System Matrix can take with our CSA software, templates that you can import, execute, and you've got a cloud service delivery already set up for you. So it's all about speeding up the execution by taking the hard work, the grunt, the difficultiness out. We've done the difficult design on best practices with all of the vendors that you can see there to create these templates to automate the provisioning of a cloud service. Really, really important. From a provisioning point of view, a lot of people get confused when we talk provisioning. So what does that really mean? For me, provisioning is about me going to a web browser and saying, I want an SAP developer suite. Click. That clicks off a workflow which goes and gets infrastructure from the blades and for the storage and for the networks. It goes and gets all of that stuff. But before it gives it to me as a web-based application, it'll actually go to the governance process that says, actually, you're allowed to have that. And by the way, it's going to cost you $2,000 for 3 weeks. And after 3 weeks, it's going to get taken away. Right, click, approve. And then what it does, it actually goes and gets all of that stuff, assembles it together virtually, delivers me the web-based browser application, then I can start using it. Now, after I've finished using it, after my 3 weeks, or if I want to extend the project, I just click and I get an extension. At the end of it, the process just basically takes all of that infrastructure and software that was given to me and just puts it back into a pool. So this is this shared service, shared infrastructure, shared delivery type of approach to cloud, which is fully automated with Blaze System Matrix, plus the cloud service automation software to deliver that in a much quicker, easier, simpler fashion, rather than having to be in scientists to go and design and build it. And that's just an example of what it looks like on Blaze System Matrix. Right, let's move on. Now, really, really important is that, yes, Blaze System Matrix could be considered as a point product. But I think what's important is that you think about it has to live within a world which is traditional IT as well. So when we think about the data center of the future, and we'll just click through the build. Almost. Yep, all done now. Things that we've been investing in is hardware architectures which enable that pooling of resources, the blade servers. We've been investing in 3-PAR storage technology, which enables you to do shared storage use, multi-tenancy we call it, the ability to deliver it as a utility. All of those things have been part of the investment design that we've been putting in. Sea of sensors. A workload which would have taken 15 kilowatts to drive 5-6 years ago, you can run on 400 watts now. So we've done some really, really aggressive engineering design and monitoring this sea of sensors, the ability to monitor power, to turn power on and off as and when required. But the whole thing, and I won't go through every piece of this, but the whole thing is to design an environment which is holistic, which can be the platform for delivering your cloud service internally as a private cloud, can be co-operated with something which looks like this on another environment, so it looks like a public cloud. You join the two things together, and we now have this hybrid cloud type of architecture. So we've been investing over the last 10 years to create this type of structure to deliver the cloud platforms that you see today. Also, we've been investing in things like cloud solution labs. The reason why I put this up is that if you're going to design your cloud today, one of the things is you need expertise to help you. So this cloud lab, it's actually based in Houston, but there's Colin here today who will be talking this afternoon. He's part of this ecosystem of people who are cloud experts that you can engage to build your cloud. How to build the templates, how to build the infrastructure, how to do all of the things you need to deliver a cloud. Is it hype? No, it's not. It's here, it's now, and here are just some of the factoids up there that show that. I think the really important one for me is the last one there. 7 out of the 10 largest service providers in the world are running their cloud infrastructures on HP environments. And SFR is a really good example of one within Europe that has really taken the hose pipe, drunk from the hose pipe, and is delivering that type of service today. Okay, where do I start? So quickly to wrap up. The good news is you've probably already got a lot of the component parts. So you've probably, into a bladed environment, you've probably got storage which you can build into an environment. You've also probably invested in software. You don't have to have any one of these component parts, but if you've got one of those, you're already well on the way towards building the cloud of the future. So, I think the real thing is that this is very much a consultative approach. What we've got is a whole bunch of services which will enable you to, number one, build your cloud strategy, because the one thing you must build is a strategy for the cloud. How am I going to either operate in a cloud world? How am I going to build a cloud world? How am I going to coexist in a cloud world? So you need to build a strategy, you need to build a plan. So we have things called cloud discovery workshops, which will work out with you where you are, where you want to be in the future, where are you in the virtualization journey, where are you in the shared storage journey. It'll help you take all of where you are, all of where you want to be, and stitch together your personal roadmap to get to a cloud in the future. What we've also got is roadmap services which take you from that consultancy and start building the actual plan of execution. So we talked about the strategy plan, what's the execution plan? And then last but not least is the ability to actually help you operate these clouds as well, if you want to do it in a outsourced type of environment too. Okay. So I think the most important thing is start now. Cloud is not going to go away. It is here. It is now. You need to build your plan. You can't ignore it. So you need to embrace it, understand it, and build that strategy. We'd like you to engage with HP and help with that strategy, that plan of how to move forward to the future. But fundamentally, please do not ignore it. Come and find out more from us. And with that, thank you very much.